Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 187 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Busy old week at the club this week, loads to get through.
Ins and outs.
Ins and outs, lots of ins and outs. First week back at work for you, how was it?
Well, first week back in the office.
Yes, how was it?
Tiring.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is so tiring just kind of watching how you're walking.
Yeah.
And not like purposely trying not to limp and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was quite tiring. It was a busy week, but glad to be back in the office. Everybody's been lovely, asking how I am.
And thank you for all the messages online as well, on these videos, emails, everything. It's been really nice, and I think not that I speak for Siân, but I think it has helped where people say nice things and sort of encourage you along.
It's nice when people say that I'm walking properly as well.
Yes, which you had a little bit of that, didn't you, over the weekend as well?
I did, yeah,
so,
because
that's good.
Yes.
Look, to everyone who is watching us on YouTube, if you're not subscribed but you find yourself keep coming back to us, then why not hit that subscribe button, like the video, it really helps us out. If you're listening as a podcast, then leave us a little 5-star review because that is a huge help. You can find us on social media at MeTheWifePod, and also you can email us, MeTheWifeAndWrexhamAFC@gmail.com.
Before you start talking about social media, did a bit of a boo-boo yesterday.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this?
No. So basically, I put a post on, because obviously we put on our predictions on all the social medias. But on X, I just put the post and I didn't post the video. But we still had people commenting on it, so that was good. So I apologise for that. I'm not sure what happened there. I think walking and doing it at the same time, walking towards the ground, it sort of like try not to get run over by the cars and things. So
yes. Yeah, definitely.
So I apologise.
I didn't know because I don't use social media. If I'm completely honest, I despise social media. I think it's
not a massive fan of it myself, to be honest.
I think it's the cesspit of society.
Society.
Although, for the purposes, I know lots of people use it and lots of people use it correctly, but there are also a lot of people who don't, and it's for that reason that I don't like it. But it's a necessity for the show, and but
I deal with it all.
So that's why if you do make a mistake, if you don't tell me, I would probably never know. If I'm honest, because I don't really go on it.
It wasn't really for you. It was really for people wondering what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
If they were actually wondering.
So, anyway, what we got coming up?
So we talk about our Saturday's match against Millwall. We talk about our 3 new players, one of which joined us on the pitch. Not us on the pitch, but was on the pitch. We had 5 players out of the door, whether that on loan or moving to new clubs permanently. We have Ryan's Welsh Word of the Week. We look ahead at our FA Cup game against Ipswich, which is at the Stoke High Ras on Friday the 13th.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and also the quiz.
Yes. Do you know what today is?
Monday.
Yes, but do you know it's more specifically what it is in relation to Wrexham AFC?
No. Is it the day? It's not the day that it was created, because that was September or something, wasn't it?
It is 5 years today since Ryan and Rob took over.
5 years.
I know. When you go, see, I don't know how to sort of contextualize that, because you go 5 years. Wow, it feels like yesterday. So it sort of feels like, it's gone really quick. But then it's strange because you think about all the stuff we've done in that 5 years.
Probably we've done more in 5 years than any other club's done in 5 years.
Well, yeah, we've been promoted 3 times in in them 5 years. We're currently sitting in the playoffs in the Championship. When 5 years ago, when they took over, we were in the National League and we were not even, making the playoffs in the National League. To where we are now it's a little bit mind-boggling. But yes, 5 years today since Ryan and Rob took over.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Right, we have, like Siân said, we've got a lot to get through this week. So I suppose apologies if it doesn't feel like we spend enough time on each specific thing. There's just a lot to get through to get us back up to date as a show. So sometimes it might feel like we're breezing over certain things.
I think it's okay to breeze over the Millwall game, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have given more time to certain things, like some of the players who've left and that sort of thing. But, like I say, a lot to get through. So let's go through the outs. First, let's go Elliot Lee. Sad that he's gone.
He's only gone on loan, though, but usually when players go out on loan, the kind of next step is them to get sold or
probably. Was it a little bit as well? Obviously, club legend. It was huge when he came to us. He dropped down a few divisions, and he was fantastic for us. Fallen out of favour as we've moved through the leagues. Was his interview that he did when he arrived at Doncaster, was that a little bit shots fired?
Yeah.
At Park, do you think it was just a case of him doing an interview, or do you think it was 100%, directed at Parky?
We have to remember that all players are media trained.
To a degree. To a degree in the lower leagues,
if
yes.
He had, at the end of the day... Sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. At the end of the day, he's still a Wrexham player. At the end of the day. So him saying something like that, he shoots himself in the foot, I think, a little bit. Because you're going to, like you said, he's going to...
Does he, though? Because obviously he's out of favour. He's had the conversation where he's obviously being told, look, you're not going to feature. The best thing for you is to go out on loan. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a sort of side swipe at Parky in the interview that I feel. For anyone who hasn't seen it, just try and root it out. But he sort of goes, look, I wanted to come here because I wanted to play for a manager who believes in me again. And
that isn't a dig at Parky.
It quite obviously is.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the emotion of it, because we've seen interviews with Elliot Lee in the past where he says he loves Wrexham. He would want to be here for the rest of his life, even if he's just the ball boy or the kit man or whatever it might be. That's what he said that he wanted to do. So to be now in a position where you're having to go and play football elsewhere, it obviously cuts quite deep for a player. But I'm not sure, because Paul had a little bit of a dig at Parky as well in a Bradford interview that he did. And sometimes, I don't know, it just feel like, keep that to yourself. That's a sort of private thing. Yes, you're annoyed. Of course you're annoyed. But I don't think you need to vocalise that in an interview for us to understand you're probably annoyed that not getting in the team.
And also, it just... They have to remember what Wrexham have given them. Do you know what I mean? Like, not just on the pitch.
I get that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That,
yes.
That they've done loads of things. They've taken them to Vegas. They've taken them, to different countries to, during the off season and stuff like that. And it's like, I know that other clubs do that, but I just think that I think it was in a bit of poor taste for both Elliot Lee and Paul Mullen to kind of be negative towards Phil Parky, because at the end of the day he has got us where I think it's poor taste, and I'm
not sure it's poor taste.
I think it is.
No, I don't think that's.
I don't care if you disagree. That's my
No,
one.
no. I think it is. Yeah, in bad spirit, but I don't think it's poor taste.
Well, bad taste then. I don't know.
Yeah, it leaves a bad taste, maybe. Yeah, but it's yeah. I get what you're trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that. They're obviously annoyed, and not.
Yeah, but like you said, keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, it does. It felt like that. Look, he's at Doncaster. He had a really good debut. Good luck to the guy. Good luck to the guy. I wouldn't want him to sort of tarnish any sort of reputation that he had in Wrexham. Good luck. Maybe just get on with your football, and we'll move on.
I know this is like third on the list, but if anybody has a right for a grievance,
yes.
It's Ryan Hardy who's gone out on loan to Huddersfield.
It has. Look, we haven't really.
To me, he is probably the one that can like have a go. Yeah. Not that it's okay for them to have a go, but if anybody's gonna have a go, then he has the right.
Yeah, probably. He featured very little for whatever reason.
I wouldn't know Ryan Hardy if he walked past me in the street. He was that rare on the pitch.
Yeah, I know. So we saw him so few times. He was one of if not the first signing of the summer,
and it was a big signing. Everyone was like really excited.
He got the number 9. He was like, right, this is our striker.
He's our golden boy.
Yeah, and then look, it didn't happen. So like Sian said, he's gone on loan to Huddersfield. Another 2 out. So the young kids have gone out on loan both to Cheltenham. So Mo Fowl and Harry Ashfield. Mo Fowl's injured, I think, at the moment. So I don't think he's going to feature sort of immediately for Cheltenham. No. But they've both gone to Cheltenham. Obviously joining up with Luke Young. Who's over at and also Jake Bickerstaff's there as well, I think. So
yeah,
another club who's got a fair few ex-Wrexham players there. They're on loan as well. So good luck to them too.
I'm glad Harry Ashfield's gone somewhere because he's going to be like such a talented. Well, he's already a talented player, but I just think a bit more game time under his belt, and not potentially. I'm not saying that he's definitely going to get game time at Cheltenham, but he's probably more likely to get it there than he is at Wrexham. So
obviously, start of the season, Parky had said. Harry's not going anywhere. He's very much part of the squad, and he hasn't really featured. So whatever Phil had in his mind in the summer certainly hasn't happened. He's been involved in squads. He's been
not saying it's never going to happen.
No,
he is only young at the end of the day.
He is. So a little bit of first team experience, out there is exactly what he needs. They're all the loans out the way. One permanent was Jacob Mendy.
Gutted about this. I like Jacob Mendy.
Yeah, so he was on loan at Peterborough. He has now made that deal permanent, so he's moving to Peterborough permanently. Lots of clips of his goal against Notts County has been flying about.
Is that my favourite goal?
Your favourite one?
Still my favourite goal.
Yeah, lots of clips of that have been flying about this week. Yeah, the right thing for him as a player, the right thing for us as a club, because he is another one who isn't going to get into this matchday squad anymore. There are lots of people in front of him. Right thing for him, and wish him nothing but the best. So
Definitely.
Yeah, he's gone to Peterborough permanently. One that's come the other way. So Tom O'Connor was also on loan at Peterborough. He suffered quite a serious injury. So he has come back to the club, as happens with loans. He's come back to the club for his rehab. He will be here until the end of the season, I dare say, because it's an injury that has possibly ended his season. So
say his career then.
No, nothing like that. So I don't think there was any huge shocks in the outs.
No, sad, but no, like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming.
No, we had an email from Linda. She said several of the players that were signed in the very beginning of it all. She means when sort of like
5 years ago.
Yeah, she means at the beginning of the journey on. Beginning of all this, dropped down several leagues to play for Wrexham, as we've discussed. I think maybe those players deserve a spot in the league they worked so hard to get to. But that's just me, an American who is still learning about the EFL.
Do you know what, Linda? I tend to kind of be with you there. You know, I get why they're not, but I also think, you know, they helped us to get to where we are today. But then I know that's my heart, but then my head knows that if you're not good enough for Championship, then you are going to, unfortunately, either go out on loan or get sold, unfortunately, or just not feature at all. So I'm half with you, but my heart is with you, but my head knows that it's just, you know, an impossible situation to be in, I think.
I think, Linda, look, it would be great if all of the people that managed to get you here could be involved in some way.
We've still got Max.
Yeah,
he's one of the.
Unfortunately, that's just not the way it is. There is players play at a level for a reason. Some can take that next step and can take that next step and can take that next step. Some can take one step. Some can take two. Some can't take any at all. They're literally at the level that they're at. So I understand the sentiment, and it is sad, but you just have to it's not as if we have a 50-man squad.
If we did, I'm sure they'd still be there.
Yes. If you had a 50-man squad, then, you know, you could have these players involved in some way. How long they would want to be involved in that if they weren't playing on a week-by-week basis, they might make their own decision that they want to go. Unfortunately, you're limited with the number of spaces that you've got, and it's very much what Siân said. It's a head and heart situation.
Yeah.
Your heart is just going, please let them have 10 minutes here or there, but in actual fact, you know, your head has to take over and go, look, they're just not quite at the level that we need them to be for where we are now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Look, ins.
Let me talk about the ins.
You go for it. So, who was first?
So, we had Zach Viner joining us.
Yes.
He was from Bristol City. It's an undisclosed fee, obviously.
1.5 million, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. It was down as an undisclosed fee, but
1.5/2.
Yeah.
I think was the general gist. Yes.
Yes. Hasn't featured on. Obviously, there's only been one game since he got signed. He wasn't on the bench or in the starting 11, which is not unusual.
No, it's not. But yeah, he did have a little bit of an injury when he signed. So the last two games that Bristol City played before he got sold to us, he didn't feature in them.
So yeah, so that's no surprise then.
The last one before he came to us, you wouldn't expect him to be, because there would have been discussions for about a week prior. So once you've agreed to sell, I hate calling players this, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to. As soon as you agree to sell an asset, you don't put that asset in a situation where in a situation where potentially it would jeopardize the sale. So usually they don't play in the game before they're sold. But I don't think he'd have played anyway. He had a slight knee injury, but it's literally slight. He's pretty much a little bit of sort of like time on the grass, and he'll be good to go. Centre back.
We had. What?
I just wanted to talk about Zach.
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd finished.
No, you're plowing on. Centre back. He has obviously come in to replace Connor Cody, who's gone out on loan. Now, Connor Cody became an ineffective option for us, which is hence why he went out on loan. Zach Viner's come in to fill that spot as a centre-back.
Is he going to be an effective signing as well?
Viner's going to be a viable option. So we've got our back three. We've got Max, we've got Dom, and we've got Callum. That's our pretty settled back three. I can't really ask you this question because I'm going to guess you haven't watched much of Bristol City this season, so you're not going to know a lot about Zach Viner. So in your head, you're going, that's our three. He can sit ready to take his chance in a similar way to Dan Scar does, called upon as and when. I wouldn't be so sure that is what is going to happen.
No.
Now, people are going to hate this, but I'm going to say it.
Max Kluwer.
Max has struggled for a little bit now. He has been struggling. His passing's been off. His defending has not been great of late. And he's just not quite on it at the moment. And I would not be surprised. He's obviously been left out a couple of match day sort of starting 11s.
He wasn't in the game yesterday, if I'm honest.
Until 59 minutes in, and we knew he was there.
Yeah.
But he has been struggling. And, we can look at players through rose-tinted glasses and go, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's not fine at the moment.
Something's up.
Not saying
something's off.
Something is off. I'm not saying something's up, but he's off. He is off it at the moment, and I would not be surprised if we start seeing a little bit of rotation on that area.
Which is not a bad thing, really.
I've noticed he's looked off since Issa's come back. Okay, so Issa is fantastic at going forward. He's great, right? And that's his skill. Defending, he's all right. But I would say that's about where it lands for Issa. He is much more of a threat in the forward-looking direction than he is when he's backpedaling and he's got to defend. He can defend, don't get me wrong, more than adequately. He's just not amazing at it, would be my argument. If he was amazing at defending, coupled with how good he is going forward, I dare say he'd be playing in... He would be in and around the fringes of that City team instead of getting permanently loaned out, or he would be getting loaned to other top flight clubs as opposed to teams in the Championship.
Yeah.
Now, we had Longman on the right, and I sort of feel like Longman was doing a lot of the defending, and he was covering Max a lot on that right-hand side. As soon as we switched to Issa, who's a more forward-thinking, dynamic player, I feel like Max has struggled a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zach included, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Max was the one that we saw drop out.
Well, Callum Doyle is just superb at the minute, so I can't see him dropping out.
No, and also you've got to bear in mind when you've got a back three, you tend to have your left footer on the left and your right footer on the right. So Zach, I believe, is a right footer, so he would slot naturally into Max's position. So look, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, we don't know what's in Parky's mind.
The proof is in the pudding, as I said to Nigel in work the other day.
It is, but yeah, I don't think Max is on it at the moment. For whatever reason, he has struggled. So look, second one.
Davis Keylor Dunn. This isn't a shock to me, actually.
Okay.
Because his name's been bounded out several times since Rob and Ryan have taken over.
Probably several windows. It's been knocked out. Yeah. So it's not like his name's popped up like 3 or 4 times in one window.
No, it's like literally
3 or 4 or maybe even 5 windows where his name has come up.
And now it's finally got over the line. He's young. Well, he's nearly 30.
He's not really. He's 28.
He looks like a baby. Honestly, when he came on the pitch on Saturday against Millwall, I thought, oh my God, you're so young. Compared to me, he is.
Yes. You have to take your compared to me head off when we're doing the podcast and put on your footballing terms head, because most people involved in football are young compared to us.
I know. He's 28, 29?
28 he is,
So he's fair. He's not old, but he's
prime, I would probably say.
Okay, but he's never ever played in a championship. Well, in the Championship.
Worrying for you, that?
I don't know. Again, it's like one of those things. Proof is in the pudding. He has been awesome for Barnsley in League One. So he's like one of their best scorers. So I don't know. I think I think that we'll obviously talk about Millwall, but he came on for Millwall. And I don't think that's enough time to make a judgment, I think.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The game was atrocious on Saturday. So I think it's not fair to go, do you know what? Rubbish. Because the situation...
No, we didn't see enough of it, did we,
exactly,
on Saturday?
No,
not at all.
And again, undisclosed, for 2 million.
Yeah. If I was a Barnsley fan, I'd be fuming. It's not a lot of money. He's obviously played for us before.
Yes.
He has been to us before, about 7, 8, 9 years ago. Right at the start of his
when
career.
He was younger.
He was up in Scotland. He came down to play for us. He wasn't here for very long. He moved on. And
scored a few goals, though, didn't he, I believe?
When he was with us last time.
I know he definitely scored 1 goal.
1, I think. I think he only played like 7 or 8 games. I don't remember him playing a lot. So yeah, look, I think the whole window. We'll talk about the last signing in a second, but the whole window was a little bit.
Nothing was like, oh my god, this is exciting.
No, it wasn't. I think Zach Viner coming in, look, championship quality.
Yep.
Has played lots of games in the championship, knows how to defend, knows how to deal with championship forwards, has played against lots of them, has loads of games in the championship. Good, solid signing. But you're probably right, not a, oh my God. That's a solid signing. And I'm pleased with that as a signing.
Yep.
But it's not a jump out your seat when you hear the news sort of signing. Davis Keillor-Dunn, very similar. It's been great in League One. Really good in League One. And completely untested at this level. So we're in a position where we're sort of going, it feels like a risk. But at £2 million, probably a risk worth taking, because that's...
Wish I could take a risk for 2 million and not worry about it.
Yes, but, at this level, 2 million is not loads.
No, I know.
And I think it's worth the risk, but is it going to pay off or not? I don't know. It's impossible to say who can make that next step and who can.
Proof is in the pudding.
Stop saying that,
but
because
it's true.
I hate that saying.
Do you?
Yes.
The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
But it is strange. It felt like a strange signing. The more I've sort of mulled it over, probably a good signing for the money that we are due, because he will still have a sell-on value. If it doesn't work out, he has lots under his belt at League One and League Two level. So that teams will look at him and go, I know he's got quality, but maybe they're not utilising him properly. Look, where does he play? He has been playing as a striker for Barnsley.
Hence being such a good scorer.
Yes, but I would say he's probably more suited. He's more a 10 than he is a 9. So I would say he's more of a... Probably drops more into the attacking midfielder sort of bracket than
like an Elliot Lee sort of situation.
Well, funny you should say that, because you read my mind. Because the question I'm going to ask is... The thing that makes this possibly a strange call is he better than Elliot Lee? Elliot Lee was great in League One. Mm-hmm. He's already at the club. We don't have to sign him, but we've gone out to sign somebody to replace Elliot Lee from League One. So you just sort of go, if we're comparing these two players... Is Davis Keillor-Dunn better than Elliot Lee? And is it...
Sorry, I was shaking my head. I don't know.
No. Is it warranted that we're going out and spending this money? Because you could argue, look, Davis is quite versatile. He can play up front. He can play as a sort of false 9. He can play as a 10. He can drop back and a little bit more into midfield. But Elliot can do all of them things as well. So it is literally a face-off between the two of who's better.
Unless Parky's got something up his sleeve.
Elliot's gone out the door. Davis has come in. That is literally what's happened in the transfer window. So is he better than Elliot? That's the question, and I don't know the answer at the moment. Something we'll have to wait and see. Last one's Bailey Cadamartri.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, I'm thanking you because I wasn't. I knew. I kind of guessed it was Cadamartri, but Cadamartri.
Yeah. So his dad his dad was a professional footballer as well.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
Who did he play for?
Google him. Just Google him.
Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, he's played for loads of people, but he wasn't like a one-club man. We got him from Sheffield Wednesday. He's only 19 years old. Another undisclosed fee, 1 million.
Which is, I think, will be massive for Sheffield Wednesday.
It was another one that you sort of go...
Did we buy him to help out Sheffield Wednesday?
No,
That's my first thought that I thought, but I thought no club is gonna pay money to help another club out.
No, they'll do all right now. Sheffield Wednesday, they've got getting fans through the door. They don't. I'm not sure they needed to be selling assets, although that was probably a decision made by the administrators as opposed to anybody
See, I didn't
else.
think because of the situation that they're in. I thought that they would have a.
Transfer embargo.
Yeah,
They can sell players.
They just can't buy any.
Well, of course they can sell because the administrators are there.
Telling them to
So the
sell.
administrators are going, well, what have you got of any value? Well, you've got a massive ground. Let's put that on the back burner. But you've got lots of little assets running around in front of us. How much are these worth?
Yeah.
And then, so
Do you think that Bailey Cadamartri may have been worth more than $1 million, or do you think that's about?
I think he probably is.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like we've got him at a little bit of a knockdown price, given the fact he's 18 and 19.
I was going to say you said 19.
Because initially when this transfer happened, I was a little bit. I don't really understand it as a signing, but then the more I've mulled over it, he's 19, he's got championship experience, he knows how to score a goal in the championship, he has had a few years of playing up against championship defenders. He's starting to learn his craft and understand that. Look, he's not scoring loads, but look at the team he's coming from. They're not scoring loads. They're not winning games.
No.
So, he didn't have a great game against us, by the way. I thought he was awful against us, but that's by the by.
Parky's obviously seen something in him.
Yes,
there,
so I think it's a very good price for a young prospect that is going to come into this squad and not take a squad place because he's too young.
21.
And he's also got international experience. He's played internationally for Jamaica, so he's playing for Jamaica. He's scored on the international stage as well. So for £1 million, I've warmed to it because is he going to play a lot? Probably not. But again, this is a direct replacement for Ryan Hardy. Ryan Hardy's gone out on loan. We've brought in an option to replace him, to probably sit on the fringes and come in as and when. Would Ryan Hardy have played more games if Parky felt like he trusted him a bit more? Of course he would. Of course he would. So we're going to see Bailey. As long as Bailey Cadamartri comes in, does the work that Parky wants him to do, he's going to feature. Maybe not loads, maybe more off the bench than anything else, but he is going to feature because Parky would have loved another attacking option. I mean, he had one, but he didn't trust it to use it.
So weird about that.
Yeah, so we've just done another like for like. Look, good luck to all the new signings. I'm excited to see what happens because, as I say, I think we're going to see some. We're going to see more than others. And it'll just be interesting to see how we go with that one. So because of that, we've now submitted our 25-man squad. I do that in inverted commas because we haven't submitted 25 names. We've submitted 23. I'll read through them really quick. Barnett, Broadhead, Kakache, Cleworth, Dobson, Doyle, Hyam, James, Kabore, Kilo Dunn, Longman, Moore, Okonkwo, O'Brien, Rathbone, Rodriguez, Scar, Sheaf, Smith, Thomason, Viner, Ward, and Windass. No huge shocks, I don't think, in that. Some had gone out the door, some new ones have come in. All the new signings obviously are in that squad. The two people who've missed out are Callum Burton, because we've obviously included Danny Ward in that. And the other one that has missed out is Lewis Brunt. Obviously had a longish term injury, came back from that, but has had a slight setback, so has been left out for now. The reason we do that is we can include them at a later date, because we've got 2 spare places. If he doesn't recover in the way that Parky hopes, we can bring in a free agent to fill that spot if we see fit, which we would if we need to. That's all the ins and outs covered. Took longer than we thought it would to talk about them all, but there was a lot to talk about. Look, a little bit more club news. What else have we got club news wise, just to tie everything up?
Our game against Watford, which is happening away, is our away game at Watford on Saturday, March the 7th, has now changed kick-off time to 12:30. That's because it's been selected for live TV coverage on Sky Sports Plus.
Now, obviously,
damn you, Sky!
Yeah, that Watford's just outside London. We were planning on going to that one. Nice little 3:00 kick-off. Didn't have to leave too early, and now all of a sudden we're having to get up at 5, 6 in the morning to go to that if we're planning on going to it. So we'll see. We'll make a decision on that. What else we got?
Sam Smith has been nominated for January's Player FA. I don't know what that means.
So he's been nominated
PFA.
for January's PFA Championship Fans Player of the Month award. So you can go Google that. You can vote for Sam in that one. So it's the award that's voted for by the fans.
What does PFA stand for?
That's
what I knew. I could understand the rest of it. I just couldn't understand that bit.
The PFA is the Player
FA, Football Association.
Footballing Association. So it's that represents the players,
right,
as opposed to representing the
team.
As opposed to representing, like, the FA represents football.
Right.
Okay. The PFA represents the players.
Okay. So that's quite a good thing to have. Yeah, belt, isn't it?
It's well deserved.
Yes,
it is
I
well
think
deserved
so.
because he's been fantastic in the month of January. And for me, he should win it. But I'm a Wrexham fan, so of course I'd say that. We talked last week, didn't we, about Wrexham's trip to Poland to play Wisla Krakow. And in the summer. So there's also rumours that we are in talks with Liverpool to play them in a pre-season friendly in the summer in New York. You be up for that? Not going. I mean, would you be up for that? For the club to go and do that?
No, I wouldn't be up for going. Yeah, don't see why not. It's one of those things that's kind of heightens the Wrexham name, I guess.
If it needs it.
Yeah.
No, I love playing all these big clubs. We obviously play Man United, play Chelsea. You know, it'd be nice to play Liverpool. I'm all in for pre-season games. I think, especially against some
I find them boring,
big clubs.
Pre-season games. They don't mean anything, and it's just like, I mean, it's great to watch football, but I kind of like to watch stuff that means something. Okay,
that's fair enough. Does
that make me a rubbish fan?
No, it doesn't. I think that's probably a very valid point, that you like it to mean something.
Competitive.
Yes, you like the competitive edge to it. That's fine. I think what you get with pre-season friendlies is you get a chance to see any new players that you might have signed.
Yeah, I guess.
The team get to try out a few different things, and you might get a different view of the club, the team, and tactics that maybe you would on a normal week, and that tends to be
still stand by my opinion.
Okay, that's fine. Look, TST is coming back. So this year it's going to be a mixed tournament. It's still 7v7, still exactly the same as it was before, but it's going to be mixed. So instead of a men's competition. Did they have men's competition, women's competition last year? I think they did. So it's going to be mixed teams this time. So it's going to be men's and women's. We've had our first 2 players confirmed. I mean, we say the first two confirmed. David Jones is going to play. Of course he is. He plays every year. And of course he's going to go. But first two official players confirmed. Stephen Fletcher's going to be playing for Wrexham.
Love that.
And also Rosie Hughes is going to go and play and in that as well. So that'll be quite interesting. Just information only at the moment. We will, just to let you know that it's come in. It's usually in June. So I'm guessing it'll be the same this year. But we'll keep an eye on that and we'll announce any other players that are confirmed for the Wrexham team. Look, we had an email this week from Chris King. So hello, Chris. Thank you very much for your email. I'm just going to read a little bit of this out. I just wanted to send a quick message to let you know how much I've enjoyed listening to your podcast through Spotify. I jumped on the Welcome to Wrexham train right in the middle of season 4. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and have never been a fan of any other football team. American football aside, go Lions. I don't mind the Detroit Lions, to be fair. They haven't had the best season, but yeah, I don't. I no beef with the Lions, unlike the Eagles. I have been binging your entire podcast. Started right before the beginning of the championship season, and I've just about caught up. That's impressive.
That is, yeah.
If we go, so this is. Prior to this, there was 186 episodes out there when he sent this email. Let's say they're all an hour. Generally, they're a little bit longer than that.
Ryan doesn't shut up talking.
The early ones were pretty much bang on. So let's say that's 186 hours of me and you that he has listened to since the start of the season.
That is a lot.
I'm not sure I would want to listen to me for that amount of time. I'm not sure anybody would. I'm not sure you've listened to me that amount of time.
I never listen to you.
That is true. That is very true. Thank you for bringing me along on your Wrexham journey. You have made my journey much richer through your banter, love for each other, and humorous interactions. Thank you, Chris King. That's so nice. I had to read it out.
Yeah, thank you,
I
Chris.
love that. I'm not sure about the banter bit. Because you're not very good at banter, are you?
I do try.
You do try. I tell you what you do, right? You're not cut out for a banter. Not proper banter. What we do on here is very light banter. In real life, you're not cut out for banter. You because you get very hurt with banter. You're like, why have you said that? Because it's just that's what banter is. You get quite hurt by it, but then when it comes back the other way, you go in so hard that it's almost a hate crime. So your balance is just way off with actual banter. And I'm not saying women in general can't do banter. What I am actually saying is Siân is this light-hearted thing that we've got when we're recording.
That's just us.
That's fine. Proper banter, you're just not there.
I take it too far.
I think if you posted some of the things you said, you'd probably get a knock on the door for malicious communications.
I don't mean it like that, though.
No, I know you're trying to do it as banter, but you don't have the balance for it, and you don't have the temperament for it to be able to take it back either.
No,
fortunately, but hey. That's just you. Another one we had on Spotify this week, a couple of weeks ago, sorry. Their name is Help, I Am Stuck in a Podcast. And they just put on one of our episodes, they went, best podcast ever, ? And then just put up the tone. So I thought,
I don't know whether that's a compliment or a dig.
I don't know, but I'm gonna.
You think you're the best podcast ever?
I'm gonna answer that question and say yes. 100%. Look, a lot later than usual, but It is time.
Welsh word of the week. Welsh word of the week. Welsh word of the week. Welsh word of the week.
It's worth mentioning that we talked about it before. Laurie has actually sent in a intro for this.
A couple of intros. And he said there's more where that came from.
Oh,
so.
good, because So we're just I've just got to process the sound for that, just so I can use it. So we're gonna use that next week as the intro, and then we're gonna weigh them up and see which one everyone prefers.
I mean, personally, I'd vote for Laurie, but whatever.
Look, this week's Welsh word of the week is Sian.
Colli. I don't know. I don't know. I know that 2 L's is in it.
Yeah, so it's colli.
That's what I said.
I never said it wasn't what you said, but you had 4 goes at it with varying degrees of. If I go, what do you want to have a go? And you go colli, and then you do.
Because you look at me like.
No,
what
I'm just looking at you. Just have one go, and then we'll have a little chat.
Well, I got it right then.
Yeah. Colli.
My first attempt was right.
What does colli mean?
I'm assuming it's got something to do about yesterday's game, so I don't know.
Saturdays.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Colli means lose. So
we had winning last week.
Yes, and we've had colli this week. Colli is lose. Lose is your Welsh word of the week. A little bit downer this week, so let's move on. We'll talk about colli now. We'll talk about the Millwall game.
We have to. It's boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Kind of before we start, I found obviously you may or may not know, but Macaulay Langstaff now plays for Millwall.
He does.
He originally played for Notts County, and obviously everyone knows the rivalry, and I say that in inverted commas because it wasn't really a rivalry, was it? It was just, we were competitive against each other.
We were rivals for a title.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was warming up on Saturday off the bench. He never came on, but anyway, he was up and down, and then to the left of us, there's a load of fans who tend to stand during the game and stuff like that. I think Dave sits there actually, so I can imagine him being one of the ones giving it.
Yeah.
But that the banter that was going between Macaulay Langstaff and the fans, it wasn't aggressive or horrible.
No, and he quite enjoyed it.
He loved it. He had a massive smile on his face.
Yeah.
So that was a point of the game. I think it was the first half.
It was the first half, yeah.
Was more interesting. So instead of watching what was happening to my right,
where the football was,
I was just looking to my left at Macaulay Langstaff and listening to the banter.
It was quite funny.
It was funny.
It was very much
funny.
So.
But anyway,
look, we had no Broadhead in the squad. Slight injury, I think, was
groin injury, wasn't it?
Slight groin injury.
I feel your pain, Brody.
Windass was on the bench. Rathbone and O'Brien started. Keylor Dunn was on the bench, as we said, the only new signing to make any sort of appearance on Saturday. Danny Ward was back.
Didn't even recognise him today. Everyone was clapping him, and I went, "Who's that?" I didn't even notice he had gloves in his hand.
Yeah, I did. So say to you, I said it's Danny Ward, and I said the big clue was he's got goalkeeper gloves.
Didn't even see the goalkeeper gloves. Otherwise, I would have known that.
Look, I found it quite odd that he was back on Saturday because he got injured against Millwall in the reverse fixture, and he's been out for a very long period of time, and he's come back, albeit just on the bench, against Millwall. I found so if you look at his game history, it goes a few games, and then it goes Millwall, huge gap, Millwall. Yeah, I just found that really odd.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite an equal first half. It looked like two teams that were quite close in the table.
Which we are.
Sort of cancelling each other out. Issa had a shot well saved, really well saved. I thought it was in by their keeper. Maybe we were slightly on top in that first half, do you think?
I don't know. It was
too busy watching Macaulay Langstaff.
I was too busy watching Macaulay Langstaff.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad. Sitting here next to my husband going, I was watching another man on Saturday.
Well, yeah, you were watching a lot of them, to be perfectly honest.
I was kind of fixated on this particular one.
Yeah,
not for any other reason, but enjoying the banter.
Yeah. Look, it was 0-0 at half time. I
was quite happy with that, though.
I was talking to Steve, right, at half time.
Steve, Give his thingy a plug.
Yeah, okay. Steve Tapp, Wrexham Trainer Revival.
That's where that's from, isn't it?
It is where this is from, actually. Yes, that wasn't planned, but yes, that's where this jumper is from my Wrexham jumper. Yeah, we were having a chat, we were having a drink and a talk, and we both felt like we could go and win it. I think they didn't look great,
No.
but we didn't look great, and it sort of felt like a race of who could turn it on first in that second half. It did feel like it could probably go either way, and I did sort of feel like whoever drew first blood was who was going to win it. It didn't feel like it was going to be a back and two sort of second half. It was maybe one goal would be enough, I sort of felt. And yeah, we were talking about it and sort of said, I think it's there to go and win, which I stand by. I think it definitely was. Doyle had a long range shot, well saved. I turned to our son on about 55, 56 minutes, and I said to him, this stinks of 0-0.
If only.
Less than 5 minutes after that, probably 2 or 3 minutes.
You need to keep your gob shut, you do.
I know, bit of a jinx. So the ball comes in from the right-hand side. I don't know what Max is thinking. He just got caught in two minds about what to do. Knowing what we know, he could have just let that ball run, and there was no huge. Well, there was a player behind him, but I don't think he was getting there. He just had to let it run past him, or kick it back the other way, or kick it. And he
kicked it towards the goal.
No, he didn't. Though he didn't do that. The ball came over. He didn't know what to do. He got stuck, and he just sort of shooed it in with his knees. So yeah, he's had a mare there. I think the very best defenders know where the attackers are at all times. And he's got caught not knowing where the attacker is behind him. You know, because the ball's, he's waiting for that ball to come in, and it needs to be ball, where is he? Ball, where is he? Ball, where is he? Right, the ball's coming in. I know I can let that go. I know I've got to click, whatever it might be. And he's just got it wrong. Look, everyone makes mistakes.
Does it.
Everyone makes mistakes. That's fine. And I'm not going to go in on Max, but I think it's maybe another thing for the list of what we were talking about a little bit earlier.
I'm not going to go into it, but I'll add that to the list.
Sam Smith, come on. He had two great chances at 1-0.
Oh my God. I thought... This is going to be another QPR, this is.
Yeah, I
genuinely thought when Sam Smith came on, I thought, this is it. We're going to get 3 goals now.
And 2, that's all we needed at the time.
I know, but I thought, let's just be greedy.
Let's just be greedy. I felt if you wanted them chances to fall to anyone, you wanted him to fall to him, the way that he's playing at the moment.
Sammy Smith.
I don't think he did great with either of them, if I'm perfectly honest.
He did a bicycle kick or some. What's the one where they like jump?
Bicycle.
It is a bicycle.
Yeah.
He did a bicycle kick and that just went nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, it did. It went over the net.
But he had 2 gilt-edged chances. One where he was running clean through, and he's managed to put that one wide. I just think in that scenario, you've got to get it on target. If the keeper saves it, he saves it. But I don't think you can be putting that wide from the sort of position he was in. And then they made it 2-0. Mm-hmm. You know, they made it 2-0. A little bit. It looked a bit of a mistake. I'm not sure. The ball's gone through. It wasn't the fastest of ball going through. Dom Hyam has stretched for it, not got it, and the lads tucked it away. And I think, if I'm honest, that I felt the two teams were very equal. Mm-hmm. But what Millwall were was better in the key moments of the game.
We had 5 shots on target, apparently, according to SofaScore.
Yeah, we
2 of them, were they Sam's, probably?
No, Sam's second one was wide, so it wasn't that.
I'm not sure who
Issa's was obviously one. Callum Doyle's was another. Sam had 1 on target, and there's obviously another 2 in there somewhere. I can't remember, but yeah, they just. I don't think to sort of dissect Millwall a little bit. They went amazing, but what they were was a very solid playoff team. very solid and hard to break down. That was the first time we'd failed to score at home this season.
Mad.
The first time we failed to score at home. They got two massive centre-backs. They were well drilled. They were well organised. And, we just couldn't break them down. And in the key moments, they were better. In them key moments, they were better. They had chances. All right, the first one was maybe a little bit of luck, but the lad nearly gets his head on it. The second one was well tucked away. If you compare their second goal to the chance Sam had, very similar. They put theirs away, we didn't put ours away. The
nature of the beast, isn't it?
It really comes down to that. It's them fine margins where we could be sitting here now talking about that we won 2-1. We could have been talking about us drawing 1-1. As it is, we're talking about us losing 2-0. I think any of them...
one of those goals was an own goal.
Yeah, all of them permutations, I think, were very possible on Saturday based on what we saw. But look, Millwall are a very good, solid playoff team for me, and I think they'll go on and do well. They can have weeks where they're not great.
Mm-hmm.
So do we. Do you know what I mean?
Team
so look,
I
wasn't particularly... I wasn't like sitting there. I think you said the same thing.
I said, although at one point you just left. Me and the steward, right? The guy that sits by your dad. Me and him just looked at each other and just laughed. Just like, where's he? You just got up and I was like, I said to your dad, I went, I hope he hasn't gone home because he's got the car keys. But then I realised, I think he's just, while there's a breaking game, he's just gone to the loo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said that. Although it was disappointing that we didn't get anything from that game, I'm not upset because we are still sixth, and Millwall are still fifth. So it's not like we've I know they've gained 3 points from it and we've gained no points from it, but they haven't. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it?
I get that.
It could have been a hell of a lot worse for us.
What has happened is it has allowed the chasing pack to draw in closer to us.
Yeah.
And it has also moved the pack ahead of us further away.
Yeah.
So there's now a 6-point gap between us in sixth and Millwall in fifth. That's a big gap to be making up, but it can happen. Preston have now closed right in and are on the same points as us, behind us. It's just tightened it up behind us and moved in front of us a little bit further away.
Tight, isn't it, the Championship?
It is.
Compared to other leagues that we've been in, like National League and stuff like that, it's like...
It is tight, and I would argue that this is one of the worst Championship seasons I've seen in a while. There is usually some teams that are head and shoulders above everybody else. I mean, Coventry couldn't even beat 10-man Oxford at home on Saturday. So there's no teams for me. Coventry looked superb, right? But last season you had Leeds and Burnley, who I think both got 100 points. That's not happening this season. And everything does feel a bit congested. And I think it's a little bit of a perfect storm. And probably why we're in the playoff positions at the moment, because I don't think we've been amazing this season, but we've somehow found ourselves in the playoffs because there is obviously teams who are sort of weirdly going through this transition. I think for me, football's changing. And teams are trying to play a certain way and they're getting turned over.
Yeah.
And it's happening a lot I think your brother said exactly the same thing on the weekend. In the Premier League, the Premier League's not the best, league that we've seen in quite a long time. So it does feel like a bit of a perfect storm that if we're going to do it, this might be our best opportunity to go and do it for the next 5, 6, 7 years, because I think this season might be a bit of an anomaly. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like I say, we stay sixth. Onwards and upwards. I'm not fuming.
Nope.
About Saturday, I thought we played all right. in periods, I thought we gave them a little bit too much respect. It doesn't help when the away fans are as loud as they are, because they put in a shift, their fans. Would argue they've maybe only got one or two songs. But
what's that thing that they did? Like, it was just like a long, dronal tone, just like that for like ages.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember it?
No.
Alfie said to it was annoying him as well.
No, I don't know.
Literally, it went on for like about 10 seconds.
Oh, I don't know.
Until they all like ran out of breath.
Oh, I don't know. But
It was annoying.
But loud, I think.
They were loud.
Loud, yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Look, quick fantasy EFL update. Still in first, Adriana? Are we going to go with Ariana? Ariana Wilcox is still in first on 2,159 points. Ian Dougal is in second on 2,094, and Ben Parker is in third on 2,027. I had a very good weekend. I took it seriously for the first time in ages. Arguably, this is the second weekend in a row I've taken it seriously, and I've properly picked a team. I'm clawing my way back. I am now 1 point behind Chris Rouse in the league, and I am 2 points behind Christian in the league.
Christian.
So my head's back in the game. Let's see how we get on.
I wouldn't worry too much.
No, I'm back in it now. Look, we got one game coming up this week, Sian, do we not?
We do. It's kind of a bit boring, really.
Shut up, will you? The FA Cup is not boring.
No,
it's the oldest and greatest cup competition in the world.
I just mean the team
so
that we're playing.
Shut your mouth about it being boring.
I just mean the team that we're playing, because we're playing in the following weekend.
Oh, I'll take all that back then. Yeah, it is a bit boring, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are playing Ipswich in the fourth round of the FA Cup, and it's a home game at the Stoke Kairos. And as I said previously, it's on Friday the 13th of February. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything if you're superstitious. Kickoff is at 7:45. Ipswich beat Blackpool 2-1 in the third round. They are currently third. That's so scary. They're currently third in the Championship on 54 points. They won 2-1 away at Derby on Saturday, but I don't think Derby are doing that well, so that doesn't really...
They are.
Derby are doing well?
Yeah, they're just behind us, just below the playoffs, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were doing a bit rubbish.
No, they're a little bit...
Didn't they beat Coventry?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
I can't remember. They're a little bit yo-yo. So they sort of
maybe
won...
you said to me a while ago
they won 5 or 6 in a row and put themselves like just below the playoffs. Then they lost a few and drew a few, and they sort of dropped
maybe that's what it was.
Mid-table, but they're back just below us now. So yeah.
Okay. So their last 5 league games, won 3, drawn 3, lost. Sorry. I'll repeat that.
Did you see me about to jump in?
I did, yeah. 1-3. 1-3. 1-2. Oh my God. 1-2.
No.
I'm right. Oh my God. 1-3, drawn 1, lost 1.
Yeah.
And their last 5 away form is 1-2, drawn 1, lost 2. Their away season. Is this our away season?
Oh, no, that's them away, because they're the away team, so away this season.
Played 14 games. They've won 5, drawn 4, lost 5. And our home record, played 16 games. We've won 6, drawn 6, lost 4. And breathe.
Look, we last played them on the 22nd of November when we drew 0-0 at Portman Road. Their top scorer is midfielder Jack Clark with 12 this season. They also signed Anis Mehmeti from Bristol City. I don't know if you remember him. We talked about him.
I was just about to say that name rings a bell.
Yeah, we talked about him quite in depth when we were playing Bristol City.
Yes.
They obviously signed him in the January window. Predictions?
Bristol City.
Nope. Ipswich.
I know. I just said Bristol City because I felt like it. Where are the predictions in this phone? Here they are. I haven't got them in here. So.
Ipswich for the third time.
I know it's Ipswich,
yeah.
but I haven't got them in here. 2-1 to Wrexham.
I'm going to go 1-0 Wrexham.
Are you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to say it. Go on. Right. So in the FA Cup, currently in the 4th round, there is, just to give you a breakdown of what we've got left in the competition, there are 14 Premier League teams. There are 11 Championship teams. There are 4 League One teams. There are 2 League Two teams and 1 non-league team who are from National League North. So that's a little breakdown of what we've got left. So if we win this game, that will obviously automatically knock one of the Championship teams out. So there'll be at least, 10. But a good chance of going on to get a Premier League team from that. So, we just got to go all in and just get as far as we can in the competition because everyone loves the FA Cup. Maybe not Sean, but
did I say 2-1?
I don't know. Came out of your mouth. Anyway, look, if you do want to support the show, you can do so in a few ways. Like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, it's completely free and it really helps us out. If you enjoy the podcast, then why not leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to us on. You can also super chat us on our YouTube lives, which we are doing after, at the final whistle of every game. Thank you massively to Sarah and also Erin from Saturday for supporting this the show through Super Chat. It is massively appreciated. Thank you so much. You can also buy us a coffee, and you do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/me the wife.
Did you say 1-0?
Oh my God, that was ages ago.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
That's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
Look, if you do want to contact us, comment on the video if you're watching us on YouTube, or click contact the show at the bottom of the description if you are listening as a podcast. You can find us on social media at MeTheWifePod, or email us methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It is a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other is Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you want to find out how to get on them calls, go to the Wrexham AFC website, go to the Communities tab and scroll to Health and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. Alternatively, the details of how to get on them calls are in the description of this and every episode on YouTube. Quiz time.
You should do that first.
Oh, we do. Before we move on to the quiz, this is your thing. So you should do this. It's not very podcast friendly, but it's very YouTube friendly.
So if you want to see what we're about to show, then head over to our YouTube channel, give us a subscribe and a like.
An upscribe?
An upscribe.
An upscribe. Get that old upscribe.
So anyway, a few weeks ago we were contacted by a company called Premier Sports Prints. They are on Instagram, Facebook. Just search up Premier Sports Prints. We
will put it in the description of this video,
yes,
so you can go and have a little look.
Yes, the website and everything. So they kindly, they asked us for a picture of our dog, which sounds weird, but it's not. And obviously, because we're Wrexham fans, they have their official sellers they have been given permission from the club to use their badge and everything. So they kindly sent us a picture of our dog in a Wrexham shirt. I love it. I think it's so cool. And this is what we got. How cute is she?
Yeah, for anybody, obviously listening as a podcast, like Sean said, go over to YouTube. This is worth looking at. So it is basically our dog standing upright like a human.
They've got her little paw.
Yeah, she's wearing a Wrexham shirt and she's got the Mold Road stand behind her.
Which is quite good because that's where our stand is.
Yes. Look, Sean kept this. I talked earlier, didn't I, about I don't really do social media. So Sean organised this through social media. She was able to keep it quiet from me because I never go on there. But she showed it me when it arrived. And I think initially when she showed it me, I was sort of like, what is this? And then she explained what it was. And at first I thought, it's quite odd, I think, if I'm completely honest. That we've had it now for well over a week, and we wanted to give them a shout out for doing it and everything. And our dog's so pretty. I don't care what anyone says.
She is
the prettiest dog.
She is. She's even prettier than me, and that's saying something.
She can pull anything off, and she can certainly pull off a Wrexham shirt standing on the pitch. And do you know what? I absolutely love it. I was a little bit taken aback when you first showed it me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that I sort of instantly fell in love with, but I really love it now. And this is going up on the wall. I'm not sure where it's going up on the wall.
Probably somewhere in our studio, I would say.
It's somewhere in the studio. It's definitely going to go up.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and I absolutely love it. So Premier Sports Prints, check out the description, and go and check it out. If you've got a pet, this is such a good gift.
Or you know somebody who's got a pet and they're like a massive football fan, then seriously, it's a bit of fun. But it's just and they do other things as well. They do actually do pet beds with the Wrexham logo on it. They do all sorts. So definitely head over there,
check it out,
and have a look. And
It is brilliant. I love it. I've gone over the last sort of 10 days. I've gone from to I love this, and I sort of want
so unique, isn't it?
I wish I could get another one as well.
We should get one with all of the shirts.
Yes, with the away shirt. That's what I mean. Yeah,
the blue shirt, the yellow shirt.
Yeah.
Put them in a row.
Yeah. Anyway,
try get Poppy to do different facial expressions. I'm not sure you could do that with a dog.
No,
but
I'm not sure. Look, it's quiz time. The squad was announced this week, so it felt apt to do a squad-related quiz. Mm-hmm. It's out of 7 this week. For obvious reasons, you will see why as we get to that point. Okay, are you ready for question 1? Mm-hmm. Right. Question 1. One suggestion, some of these might take a little bit of time to work out. Okay, so if you're playing along at home, we all know what Sian's like. She loves quick answers, right? I would say take your time, have a little think about it, and try and work it out. For anyone listening at home, maybe just hover your finger over the pause button if you want to play along, because you know what she's like. I get
excited if I know the answer.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry this week.
Okay. Question 1. How many players who won the National League with Wrexham have been named in our current 23-man squad on February the 5th?
2.
Would you like to name them?
Max Cleworth, Ryan Barnett.
That is correct. Well done. 1 out of 1. Max Cleworth, Ryan Barnett. They're the only 2 from the old National League days. The old, way back when in the old National League. Question 2. Can you name the only player in the 23-man squad whose initials are consecutive letters in the alphabet?
Oh my God.
So the only player in our 23-man squad whose initials are consecutive letters in the alphabet.
When you say consecutive, do you mean A-B? Or
yes,
that's
consecutive.
My goodness
me. Yeah.
Okay.
So have a little think. So there is. I've obviously tried to structure the quiz this week on. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on. We've got movement.
Is it?
Yes.
Sam Smith?
No, they're not consecutive. They're the
Oh,
same.
okay. Oh, right.
So if his name was Sam Tith, then yes, that would be the answer. But no. Okay. Yeah. So I've obviously structured the whole quiz this week.
Got it.
Around the squad, and like I said, it does take a little bit of time to think about these answers. Sian.
Callum Doyle.
It is. Well done. It is Callum Doyle. Well done. Question 3. How many players in our 23-man squad have double letters in their name? Okay, so this is their known names i.e. the name that was posted by the club when it announced the squad list. So it's Dan Scar, not Daniel George Scar. I get that Daniel George Scar is his name, but it's the name that the club use and that we know them by. Yes?
How many players in our 23-man squad have double letters?
Double letters. There is one there for you. Dan Scar. He has a double R in his name.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
So, how many? You can count them up.
Can I say them out loud?
Of course you can. This is a podcast after all.
Ollie Palmer. Oh, no, because he's down as Oliver. No, not him. I'm sure he's down as Oliver on the team sheet. On the web.
This is taken from Wrexham AFC's announcement. Okay? Ollie Palmer hasn't played for us for quite a while, by the way.
I'm just going to go Ollie Rathbone.
Okay. Dan Scar, obviously. You had him already.
Also, okay.
That is one, yes. Don't hear much out loud.
Are they two letters together or two?
Of course they are. Bloody hell. I dare say everyone's got probably double letters in their name.
Josh Windass.
3.
Keeler Dunn.
He's got 2 of them, but yes. That's 4.
Callum Doyle.
5. It's quite funny. I thought you'd genuinely get bored and just go, oh, I don't know, 8. Shh.
Issa Kabore.
6.
Ryan Barnett.
7.
Kiefer Moore.
8.
Do you know how many there are?
Of course I do. What do you think? I've written a quiz question and gone, I don't know the answer.
Danny Ward.
9.
What?
9.
Oh, you've said Danny Ward is one.
I'm counting them up for you. I'm not telling you whether they're right or not. So you're up to 9. It's a long old question, this one, isn't it? You don't even need to stick with the ones you've shouted out. You might go, oh, I've got 9. I'm going to guess there's a couple more. I'll go 12. You don't have to name them.
I'm going to go 10.
You're going to go 10.
I can't think of the 10th, but I reckon it's 9 though.
Oh.
No, I'll stick with 9 because that's all I can name. So 9.
Okay. It is 10. Dan Scar, Ryan Barnett, Davis Keeler Dunn, Callum Doyle, Matty James, Issa Kabore, Kiefer Moore, Ollie Rathbone, Danny Ward, Josh Windass.
That is so
10.
unfair.
In what way?
Because I got loads right and
you don't get anything for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? You would have got the same amount of points if you'd gone, dunno, 3. You'd have got the same.
I know, but I tried.
You did try. Well, and yes. Question 4. When you look at the names of the 23-man squad on the official Wrexham AFC website, which letters of the alphabet do not appear in any of the names? They're known names again, the ones that were posted by the club when they released the squad list. There are 2. Okay? You don't have to name how many. There are 2 letters. So you only get 2 guesses. You don't get 26 guesses. You can't sit here going A, B, C, D, E. There are 2 letters. You have to name the 2.
So they're not in either of the names?
No, not in either of the known names that were posted. Only 2 letters. I'd be very surprised if you get this right.
X.
Max Cleworth. So that's your first. That's your first guess out of the window. That's one of your worst guesses ever, I think.
Not Z because Zach Viner.
Yeah. He's got a Z, a K, and a Y, and a V in his name. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the dirty letters in the alphabet.
P.
P is correct. Yes. So surprised that you don't get another guess. You've had 2 guesses.
What was the other letter?
Q. So it's P and Q. What are you frowning at?
Oh yeah, I was going to say Q as well, but then I thought.
But then you went with a letter that's 100% in a player's name instead.
Yeah,
never
I
mind.
didn't think.
You didn't. Yeah, P and Q. That's the answer. Okay. Question 5. So this is 3 parts. Okay. Sort of. There's 3 of these. So there are words hidden within the names of our 23-man squad. I will give you some examples. If I was to give you the clue Arsenal footballer, the answer would be Issa Kabore, because within Issa Kabore is the word Saka. Okay. It's just an example. They're not footballers. I'm giving you an example. The light has died. We've been going so long. Another clue. Tell an untruth. The answer would be Ollie Rathbone, because he has lie at the end of his name. Okay? I need the name of the player as the answer, not the word. Because some of these, you will know the answer, but it's about knowing what player that it hides in. Okay. So for anybody listening on this podcast, you obviously can't see anything. I'm not going to put anything on the screen for the YouTubers anyway, but just to explain it. So the Saka is the end of Issa and the start of Kabore. So it has to run consecutively,
not an anagram.
somewhere within the name. Okay. Question 1. To cry noisily. I will put the squad list up for you to have a look. If you want to play along at home, I'm not going to put the squad list over our faces because, I'm just not. So you Google that, pause us, Google it, and then come up with it. So yeah, to cry, I nearly gave the answer then. To cry noisily. No, not getting this one. To cry noisily. Do you think you know what the answer is?
No.
No, not the player. Do you think you know what the word is?
No.
To cry noisily. Okay. Maybe that would. If you knew that, that might help. Okay. Are we timing you out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. The answer is Lewis O'Brien. And the answer is Sob. Right smack bang in the middle of that.
I didn't even look at that name.
Didn't
One
you?
name I didn't look at.
Well, that was foolish, really.
Well, yeah, very.
That was the answer. Win a point in tennis without the other player touching the ball. Win a point in tennis without the other player touching the ball.
I think it's quite hard because I don't actually know what.
You definitely know what that is. To win a point in tennis without the other player touching the ball. No, I can time you out if you want.
I would say it was love, but I can't see.
No,
it's not love.
It's not love.
Oh,
no.
Hang on.
What are you looking at? Do your workings out live.
No, because I don't want to seem stupid.
Okay. All right, then. Do you want the answer?
Yeah.
It's Libby Kakache, and it's ace. So an ace.
I don't play tennis, so I don't know that.
You know what an ace is, though?
Not really.
You do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Admit you do.
I don't.
So you don't know what an ace is in tennis?
Clearly not. Otherwise I would have got it right, wouldn't I?
A large, starchy, edible tuber grown primarily in tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean.
Names.
Oh, yes, sorry. I would say this is one, to give you a clue maybe, I would say this is one more for our American listeners.
Well, that's not fair, is it?
Gotta cater for everybody. Do you want the clue again?
Yeah.
So, it is a large, starchy, edible tuber grown primarily in tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. Focus on edible and starchy. You quitting?
Yeah.
So it's a yam. So it's Dom Hyam. What?
I don't know what a yam is.
Now you do. It is a large, starchy, edible tuber.
What the hell's a tuber?
I don't know. But that is what a yam is.
I've heard of yams, but I don't know whether it was edible, starchy, large tuber, where it's grown. Christ. I mean, you set me up to fail big time in this.
I don't think I did. I think Libby Kakache was well within your remit to get. I think Lewis O'Brien was well in your remit to get. And I think all of the others were gettable. Not my fault that you forgot Max has got an X in it, is it?
I did so well on that one as well.
Yeah. Tired now.
Oh.
We have been going quite a while, so I think we'll wrap it up there.
I didn't mean to yawn out loud then. It sort of just happened.
Thank you very much for joining us this week. Why did you...
That's just
Stop hitting me. Why are you doing that?
Because you're annoying.
I'm not annoying. You're just annoyed that you
You
didn't know what a bloody yam is.
You just love when I lose.
I don't love when you lose.
You do a little bit. It makes you happy inside.
If you win, I win.
That's so untrue.
If you're happy, I'm happy. True.
Anyway.
Is that not true?
I guess.
You guess.
But you love to see me lose.
Oh, you're guessing now. Your guessing was terrible 5 minutes ago. Look, thank you very much for joining us, guys. A little bit longer than normal, but we did warn you. Look.
You should be used to it by now.
Should be used to it. Look, we will be live next Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday. God. We'll be live Friday. Before the Ipswich game, about an hour before kickoff. We go to the ground later now, so we will be in the studio next Friday. We'll be live an hour before kickoff. We'll do a pre-game for the FA Cup because it's the FA Cup. But as a rule, we're not really doing pre-games anymore, are we? But for the FA Cup, we're going to do a pre-game and we'll do a post-game. Excited for that.
Where are we going to do the post game though?
I think we'll probably do the post game a little later back at the studio, purely because there's a little bit of an outage of a mast that's close to the ground. We might struggle for signal. So the pre-game we'll do in the studio, and then the post-game we'll do a little bit later, and we'll do that back in the studio as well, I think. And
we'll see. We'll try.
We'll try and do it outside the ground, but if you don't see us straight after the final whistle on Friday, give us half an hour or so, and we'll do it from the studio when we get home. But yeah, thanks very much, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.